So I recently played Split Fiction and I just had to test It Takes Two, the game before Split Fiction that Hazelight created. The game is about two parents, Cody and May. They have decided to get a divorce, and their daughter gets a little bit upset about this and accidentally she turned them into her toys. So in this co-op you decide if you want to play as Cody or May, and your main focus is to find your way back to your daughter and try to break this spell. It sounds light and silly, but there's actually a really nice story here. The dialogue between Cody and May feels real. It's awkward, tense, sometimes funny, and sometimes a little bit uncomfortable. And the game uses a lot of cutscenes, so every new area comes with a new part of the story. It never feels disconnected and it doesn't feel like you're just jumping between random levels. The gameplay structure is simple on paper. You're trying to get back to the house where your daughter is. You start in a family shed, then you're climbing through a tree, then suddenly you are in the house. The environments feel widely different from each other. Just like in Split Fiction, every setting feels like its own adventure. You never really know what mechanic they are going to show next. And this is where Hazelight shines. On each level, Cody and May get new abilities that they need to use to move forward. In the shed, for example, Cody gets nails and May gets a hammer. These tools make it possible for them to complete a certain level. You cannot progress without cooperating in this game. The teamwork is not optional, it's something that is required. A lot of the game is about solving puzzles to move forward. And I would say, if you play Split Fiction like I did, you will notice It Takes Two is a little less forgiving. You don't get as many hints. Sometimes you actually have to stop and think and figure out how to solve the different puzzles. There are, of course, some combat sections in this game where you fight enemies and fight different bosses, but the real star here is the cooperative puzzle design. Just like in Split Fiction, this is a game that should be played with a controller. You can play it with a keyboard and mouse, but I don't recommend it. The game is clearly designed around controller movement and responsiveness, so if you are planning to play this, I recommend you use a controller. One thing I liked in this game is all the mini games scattered throughout the story. At certain points, you and your partner can compete against each other in small challenges. I like a little friendly competition. This makes the whole co-experience even better. You can be emotionally repairing a marriage 1 minute, and 5 minutes later, you're aggressively trying to beat your friend in a random minigame. The balance is kind of perfect. As a casual gamer, I think this game is perfect. It's not too easy, it's not too hard, but it does expect you to pay attention. If you only play Split Fiction, you might feel this one is slightly harder simply because it gives you less guidance, but it's never unfair. The only real requirement is that you need two players. Always. This is not optional. And honestly, I recommend playing it from the start to finish with the same friend. Yes, you can switch partners, restart, continue with someone else, but the experience feels more meaningful if you share the whole journey with one person. So choose wisely. Pick someone who's actually going to finish it with you. Around the graphics and sound in the game, I can't complain about anything here. The environment are detailed, colorful, and constantly changing. The sound design supports every setting great. It feels polished. Even years after release, it doesn't feel outdated. Now that I've played both Split Fiction and It Takes Two, I can really see Hazelight's DNA in both games. I completely understand why It Takes Two won the Game of the Year. It's creative, it's emotionally grounded, it forces real cooperation, and it's just fun. If you're looking for a co-op game that's more than just pressing buttons, something that actually makes you communicate, this is absolutely worth your time. Just make sure you have a friend ready to commit, because it really does take two. Thank you for watching this review. Maybe I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.